Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. We are back for another round of 2 videos. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll explain in this shortly. But today we are doing the Nervous Guide for a little show that comes in yellow. We're talking the Operation Mincemeat UK tour. Let's get into it. Here we go. Hit the intro. So as I said, I do 2 separate videos for each show that I see. The first one of those videos is this. This is the Nervous Guide to the show. Nervous Guide is basically everything you need to know, hopefully, before you go into the show. That could be content and sensory warnings, information about the theatre itself, if I haven't been there previously, or if I don't know it well, or if I find something that could be useful in relation to the theatre. View from my seat, merchandise bought, merchandise available, and yeah, basically anything I think will be useful for going in, that's this video. The second video is the review. Review always comes in inverted commas because at the end of the day I'm no way professional. I basically just like to go and watch theatre, and sometimes I need a soundboard or a person to chat about what I've just seen, and sometimes I go alone and therefore don't have that person. So the camera becomes that person. I sit and I chat and say things I enjoyed, things maybe that were not my favourite, people I enjoyed watching, etc. That will be the next video. But back to this, back to the Nervous Guide. So yeah, all in one breath, and I'm currently getting over a cold / the worst cough in the world. That was interesting. So let's start with view from my seat. Let's start there. So I went to see this show at my beloved Wolverhampton Grand. I don't think the tour has been going for very long, or if it has, I've just missed out on everyone talking about it. But the moment it got announced, I was like, okay, I need to see that show again. And then second thought was, where can I sit in the Grand? So my seat for this show was G28 in the stalls. As always, I'll put a little picture of my view or a little video. I can't remember which one I did for this show. I love the stalls at the Grand, particularly towards the front. I am quite the seat snob. Generally, I am a stalls girly if I can. My other favourite at the Grand is the dress circle. I don't mind the Grand Circle, it's not my favourite place to be. I think I've mentioned in the past why. If not, feel free to ask. Yes, for this show I was sat in the stalls. As always, with every Grand seat I've ever sat in, the hip area and the hip size was pretty decent, very comfortable. Legroom was also quite good. I was sat half on my coat, half with the coat to the back of me for some of the show, and I was still in thick coat, so I kind of got pushed forward a little bit, but I organised myself in needful. It was a personal error, not a seat error. So yeah, decent legroom as always at the Grand, and yeah, I have no qualms about my seat, no qualms at all. Next, what shall I go to? Running time and advisory. I don't think this show had an advisory warning, unless it's not. Bear with, I've got my phone in front of me. It's not on the email, which usually suggests there isn't one, but we're just going to go to... No, they haven't given one on the website either. They've just put TBC. There is a small like teensy amount of swearing, but in the grand scheme of things it's not terrible. I wouldn't say it's a child show by any stretch of the imagination, so maybe I would personally go like 8 plus, 12 plus, but like I said, it's not on the website, and it also doesn't come up on the upcoming visit email that you get from the Grand a couple of days before. The running time of this show is approximately 2 hours 35, including the 20-minute interval. It does go by like a flash. You are invested from the get-go, so don't worry if 2 hours 35 sounds a lot. It's not. So that is running time. Merchandise, I got 2 things, one of which I haven't got to hand right now because it's downstairs and I ran up and down the stairs twice. I don't want to go again. So I'll insert a picture of the pins. Yes, it is a pin set. We know how I feel about pin sets as opposed to just single pin badges, but I was pressured. There was people behind me and I was like, I'll have a program, a pin set please. It was a lot. And the other thing I bought was the program. I think the 2 together was £15, 14 or £15, and this is a Grand produced program. I don't know if it's like all Grand or Grand and Mincemeat together, because there are things that are coming to the Grand, such as but there is also things like welcome agents and a letter from Split Lip. There is also information about the real people who are portrayed in this show. So yeah, I don't fully know if it is a Grand one or both. There is also the larger program available, which I didn't get and I haven't got the 2 other times I've been to see the show in London, which is larger and has a brown background with a red cross through it, so it kind of looks like a private file. I just got this one. Enough on the program, Claire. Silence. I shall. Let's move on to the content and the sensory warnings. Back to the phone, because as always at the Grand there was the little poster. I love it every time. So their warnings are thus: Operation Mincemeat. This show contains strobe, flashing lights, smoke, haze and loud bangs. The performance is approximately, I love this, approximately 2 hours 36, not 35, 36, including a 20-minute interval. So yeah, 25, 20, 35, 36 should I say. And yeah, on my notes, which I'm just getting to, are limited. I love something like this. In case you're wondering, for me personally, my things are sudden noises, loud noises, gunshots, visible guns, general insane like hubbub group, really loud noise, sometimes flashing lights. I don't know if I said flashing lights already. Yeah. Let's move on. So my notes and things to warn are short, and both of them happen in Act 2. This is not to say that throughout the show there is any other things that I've probably missed. However, I have seen the show twice previously, so I kind of knew what was coming, and things that are mentioned by the Grand, such as strobe, flashing lights and smoke/haze, pretty much is the start of Act 2. So let's get into that. The start of Act 2 is Das Übermensch, one of my favourite songs in the entire show. I don't know why, it just brings me such joy, to the point that in the interval I was like bow bow now, bow bow bow. I was like pumping myself up. That begins like when the curtain raises up, or the safety curtain raises up for Act 2. The stage is in blue lighting and the haze has begun. It's not out into the theatre haze. We all know my descriptions of haze. It's not out into the theatre haze, it's very much stage haze, so not too bad, especially in my current situation when I'm trying to breathe in actual fresh air so it doesn't all get clogged in my chest. So yeah, no out of stage haze here. The flashing lights also come during Das Übermensch. And the other thing to mention with that song is during the song, all 5 of the actors who are on stage have torches. They point them out into the stage, the light goes down and they move it around the auditorium saying hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, put your hands up. It didn't get into my eyes, I was, like I said, in G in the stalls, but just in case it does go anywhere near you. Plus, if you are in the front row, you may be picked on. One person has everyone's torchlight pointed at them and they tell that person to put their hands up. Our person, I think, was kind of prepared, because the moment all the lights went on them, they had their hands up straight away. It's hilarious. Top marks that lady. But there is something to mention. The only other thing I put down is that during the Act 2 final song, which is called Glitzy Finale, once it has got to the Ewan Montague portion at the end, and you do get some warning with this one, Ewan gets lifted up on some ropes to kind of end his portion of the song. Once he is at a certain level, there is a light bulb explosion coming from the sign that's behind him, and a couple of letters fall off but still hang on to the sign, and other things move around. Now, saying it is a light bulb explosion, it still isn't a massive sound. It was like a psh, as opposed to a bang, and the noise that all the letters moving made also wasn't a great deal, but it is something to be aware of, that it's going to happen, so I did mention it. But yeah, that is literally all I wrote. In fact, I only wrote about the light bulb on the night. It did occur to me to mention tonight. So yeah, that is basically everything I have on the show for your help and, like I say, support. I don't know, I hope, should I say, that these videos help at least one person. I do really enjoy making them, so yeah, I just thought I'd make one for this show, but I'm going to silence myself because hopefully I can get the other video that I need to do, which is the quote unquote review, done tonight as well, and then I can edit them and have them uploaded, because I don't know if you know but my life has been a bit crazy recently, off from the theatre world, so if I can get some stuff done in advance, it makes life so much easier. But enough of me and my outside of theatre problems. I'm going to sign this video off and say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you come back, and other than that, the final thing we need to do is this: so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen and goodbye. Bye everyone.